So DV Signage, basically, we're a workspace innovation business, and within that, what we're doing is aligning the kind of workspace design with technology and content to kind of create sort of purpose-orientated spaces. So, for example, if you're building a big marketing showcase, you need to consider, how that looks interior-wise, how the architectural journey works that you take the client on. You need to build the tech into that, and all that tech needs to come sort of pre-thought about content so that we're getting the sales message right and we're communicating properly with the client. So we've been building marketing showcases, lobbies. We're also working collaboration spaces, building boardrooms, again, where we're aligning technology with space design and learning hubs and that kind of hybrid spaces effectively where technology is becoming more and more part of the sort of core. I mean, we kind of think now that the air conditioning, the electricity, and the kit and the technology is all part and parcel of what a building should have, and the building needs to be designed around that rather than it being an afterthought. So that's the business. A lot of our work is overseas. We've probably grown 40% or something in the last couple of years. Most of that growth has been driven by overseas markets. We work for big corporate, big multinationals, and our strategy really has been to be where they are. So if they are building a new place in KL or in Singapore or Manila, we aim to be there. So we work with partners all over the world. We have about 80 employees. We've scaled up by building a business in India in the last couple of years. We got a big outfit based in Bangalore. We've got a team in Manila, a team in Singapore, a team in Hong Kong, and now a team in Eastern Europe as well. So we're very broadly spaced. I mean, our biggest office probably has 20 odd people in it, but we work as one team virtually. And so kind of, I guess, also aligned to this hybrid model that we're talking about for our clients as well now. So technology enabled and very much about aligning space, design, content, and tech. The business sort of morphed from being kind of building flagship retail stores to building flagship corporate facilities, and that we've been doing over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, and that's where we've really seen the growth. What's interesting from a kind of scale-up perspective, I would say, is that we managed to we've got into some excellent kind of Fortune 500 companies, and what's been fun about it is we've often done it by being available in quite difficult places to work. I mean, what we found is that a lot of these businesses are scaling up significantly in places like Chennai or Pune or in KL or in Jakarta, and without the kind of contacts necessarily that they might have long established relationships in their New York office or in their London office, but not so strong overseas. So we've been able to come to those markets and to get the kind of relationships going with fast growing big corporates that would have been taken much longer maybe to achieve in the West or in the US. So that's been a really interesting. And then once you start building relationships in those businesses, then you're soon picked up by other divisions in other geographies, and then it expands, and then slowly the guys back in Chicago notice you, and you start doing the work back at head office too. So it's been a good strategy for us in terms of scale up, building relationships, going international with those relationships, and then adding clients to that portfolio by being in the right places. When we were first approached and said, well, will you do this sort of multi-million-dollar project in Bangalore, it was like, well, sure, we'll figure it out and we'll find a way. And and we did, and it was possible. And from being there and from taking that initial risk, we built a really strong business on the back of it. So from our perspective, if we can find something that works in one place, is pretty dead cert that it's going to work everywhere. And the world is a much easier place to operate in than a lot of people will let you know. So I think we just got to get out there, make those connections, work with people locally, and wonders can be done. And with the technology is available as we're communicating now, There's no real barriers towards maintaining those relationships and building kind of the trust that we used to build face to face. The government had over the last 5 or 6 years has been driving this export guarantee scheme, which has been useful to us. That allows you to effectively take an order for export if you have a blue chip client, you can get your purchase order, take that to the bank. We went to Lloyd's, and they will help you to sort of fund that procurement to invoicing, and that scheme has really helped. And over the early phases, we had a facility that helped us to sort of drive export. And given that a lot of our service value is and most of our added value is UK based and UK driven, we kind of fitted that quite neatly. But in a project business, it's quite useful to have kind of purchase order support, because it can be quite lumpy. We continue to keep them there in the background, we know that if some of these bigger things happen or everything happens at the same time, then we may need to dip back there. But we've probably used them about 3 or 4 times, I would say, in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. If you've got large scale credible businesses on the other side, then it's a good scheme. It's one of the benefits again of the international presence that we built over the last 3 or 4 years, is it's given us access into markets where some of these skills are more easily, let's say, available. I mean, certainly creating a software design team in the UK is a challenge. I mean, it's possible to do, but it's complex. We have what we've done is we've built a team out of our Philippines office. So we found, having built a sales team and an install team there, we had a good base, and around that we found really good team to work with. And then we've also, in the last year, got a team together in Bulgaria, so working in Sofia. But again, it's very much a remote sort of activity, and we're very used to working as a remote business. We don't, as I said, everyone is spread around the globe anyway, so we use a lot of tools to sort of, again, engender that feeling of sort of team spirit, and that's kind of, in a way, I think the key is that glue that glues everybody together. But essentially, we're looking all over the world for the skills we need. Putting in the communications technology is as important now as putting in the air conditioning or the plumbing, and it shouldn't be necessary for businesses to have to necessarily invest and support all their own technology, just in the same way as it isn't necessary for them to manage the plumbing in their building. And I think that as people move towards more kind of part-time relationship with their working spaces, and this idea of more kind of companies sharing the same space, that opens up this opportunities for landlords to say, well, we provide these amazing tech facilities that enable your business. As I said, we aim to facilitate that, so to make it not just something that's there that you spend half an hour trying to work out how to do, but something that you build into your, as I said, into your working model and into your routine. So we see the need for co-working spaces and those kind of landlords to sort of take an extra step and say, fine, we got nice breakout space, we've got a nice catering facilities, we've got sort of a room down there that you can rent, to actually enabling proactively better business practice. And that's what I hope we can kind of showcase here at ScaleSpace. And we really rate the vision that they brought to the scale-up market with all the different facilities and amenities they provide here.